Magandang araw Luzon at maayong buntag Visayas ug Mindanao. Magandang araw Pilipinas at ako po si Billy Andal, ang inyong tulay. Now, ngayon pong araw na ito, pag-usapan natin ang paborito kong subject na pag-usapan. Ito yung kinalaman sa steel industry sapagkat ang negosyo o industriya ng bakal ang isa sa mga batayang saligan para sa economic development ng isang bansa. Ang industriya ng bakal sa Pilipinas ay napakahalagang bahagi ng kabuuang paglago ng kabuhayan at sustainableng pag-unlad ng ating bayan. Ito pong industriya na ito ang nakakatustos sa pangangailangan ng mga construction projects na ginagawa ngayon, noon at sa mga darating pang-araw, pribado man o gobyerno na napakahalaga sa estratehikong pag-unlad ng ating bansa. Kaya bawat isang bansa pinagtutuunan ng pansin ang industriya ng bakal para masigurado ang pag-unlad ng kani-kanilang mga bansa. Well, the Philippines sits on vast reserves of minerals, both metallic and non-metallic. Aside from gold and copper, the country is also rich in iron ore reserves of almost 300 million metric tons. Yet the country is still a long way from the objective, owing largely to the faltering policies and lackluster implementation of pertinent laws, rules, and regulations related or referring to the steel industry in the country. Well, andito na po ang ating bisita at para pag-usapan ang steel industry o ang industriya ng bakal sa Pilipinas. Itutuloy po natin sa araw na ito ng linggo. Nag-aral sa De La Salle University ng Business Economics at pagkatapos niyan ay nag-aral ng Business Management sa University of Santo Tomas at from there ay nag-postgraduate studies sa University of Asia and the Pacific. At ang ating po bisita ay pioneers or industry pioneer at siya ang kauna-unahan na nagdala ng state-of-the-art steel rolling mills sa Pilipinas. At isang bagay kung bakit medyo umangat na ang steel industry sa Pilipinas. Naging finalist po siya para maging Chief Executive Officer of the Year ng organisasyon na tinatawag na S&P Global Metal Awards sa London. Isang napakaganda pong katangian ng ating bisita ay napakabuting taxpayer. At mula po noong 2010 hanggang 2015 ay top taxpayer siya ng ports of Davao, of Port of Cebu, Port of Batangas at kahit po dyan sa Port of Manila and the Port of Cartar, Cebu. Na mahirap din po ang pinagdaanan ng ating bisita at noong Asian Financial Crisis ay nahirapan po din siya. Ngunit dahilan sa kanyang husay at galing sa pagpapatakbo ng negosyo ay nakaangat siya at napangibabawan niya ang Asian Financial Crisis noong 1997. Ang tinutukoy po natin ay Chairman of the Board at Chief Executive Officer ng Steel Asia Corporation at iba pang subsidiaries ng Steel Asia dito sa Pilipinas. Tinutukoy natin Mr. Benjamin O. Yao. Good morning, Mr. Yao, and welcome to the show. Tulay.
Good morning, Billy. Good morning.
Kumusta ka, Mr. Yao, at bati sa ating mga taga-subaybay?
We're doing fine despite the pandemic.
Medyo may kahirapan talaga ang kumilos, magtrabaho, and in the main, mahirap ang negosyo sa panahon ng pandemic. But katulad ng sinasabi ko kanina bago tayo mag-umpisa, ang pinag-uusapan natin ay steel industry at ang maraming impression ay naiiwan na ang Pilipinas sa buong Asia, sa mundo sa pagde-develop ng steel industry. Now, unang tanong ko, Mr. Yao, bakit ang Pilipinas ay laging way behind among Asian neighbors pagdating sa steel industry?
Well, as far back as 50 years ago, when we had itong national steel of Iligan, in fact, ahead tayo ng Korea saka ng Taiwan. Unfortunately, hindi nag-survive yung national steel natin, ano? Unlike in Korea, in Japan at that time, even Taiwan na, in Singapore, it was the government who supported then, like POSCO or in Taiwan, China Steel, and made it grow, and eventually it was privatized. Dito sa Pilipinas, unfortunately nga, hindi nag-survive ang Iligan National Steel. So it's now left to the private sector, but it's never too late. What we are doing is just catching up. So we're doing whatever products that are not produced yet in the Philippines, because yun, yung tanong mo nga, no, in effect, all our neighboring countries, they produce locally, but then tayo, we import most of the products. So a lot of steel products like I-beam, wire rods, and yung mga downstream products, it's all imported, mostly imported. So this is the formula, is to produce whatever that are not yet produced in the country, and we look at this as an opportunity down the road.
Sa iyong pagkaunawa, the way you understand it, because you are in the steel industry, ang tagumpay ng mga ibang countries sa larangan ng paggawa ng bakal ay may kinalaman ang gobyerno, at it was the government of the countries, Asian countries, ang naging susi why their steel industry developed as much. At tayo ay naiwan dahil batay sa binanggit mo, ang steel industry sa Pilipinas, it's more of private initiative and less of government. Tama ba?
Especially so right now, the government will have a big role because you look at like China, in the last 4 or 5 years, they banned a lot of antiquated steel factories. They closed it down. Unfortunately, yun ang pumunta dito sa Pilipinas. The last 4 or 5 years, a lot of investment in the steel are not of the right technology. So a very important ingredient dito is we have to go for the state of the art, as you mentioned kanina. That's we shouldn't compromise on technology, because if not, then the reason why China closed those mills were because of quality standards and pollution. So that's the reason, and we should not encourage investors to go into itong mga antiquated technologies.
Essentially pala, anong nangyari, yung mga isinaradong planta sa China, napunta sa Pilipinas. Now, clear naman yon. Now, sa tingin mo, sa sitwasyon natin ngayon, how can the government help the steel industry development in the country?
Well, by raising the standard, the criteria, because the government can do a lot of things. Just like our neighboring countries, they're not encouraging this type of industry, you know. So it's not difficult for government to persuade investor to go into the right industry. It's obvious. So it's obvious why our neighboring countries are not allowing these, in effect, banned technologies, I think we should
Okay.
just follow them.
Pagkakaroon tayo ng break, Mr. Yao, sa ating pagbabalik, itatanong ko sa iyo, bakit iilan kayo na may lakas ng loob to go ahead and proceed and pursue the steel industry in the country? So, huwag po kayong alis mga kaibigan, magbabalik po ang tulay.
For more than 3 decades now, the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation has been a dependable partner of the government in changing the lives of the marginalized sectors. Over 70% of its earnings go to the government and community development projects. As PAGCOR fulfills its commitment to the nation, it will keep on inspiring, giving, and caring for those in need. Because in our journey to become a better nation, no Filipino should be left behind.
You guys may be asking, what makes me young and strong? It's Mega C, sodium ascorbate. Nothing beats Mega C. Take it from me, it's Mega C.
Nak, ano? Game? Ladies and gentlemen, this season's MVP, number 15, the Phenom! Yeah! All right!
Eto na partner, ang match of the decade. Oo nga partner, kaya simulan na natin.
Possession is now with the Phenom, being guarded by 2 opponents. Oh, what an amazing crossover! And he dunks! All right! Phenom dribbles the ball. The Phenom is down, and his teammates come to the rescue. Ano, okay ka lang? The crowds cheer, Phenom! 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 Last 5 seconds, and the home team is down by 2, and only this 3-point shot can secure the championship. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Simula taong 1934 hanggang sa kasalukuyan, nakasama ng sambayanang Pilipino ang Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office. Naging karamay ang PCSO sa mga kapinghatiang pinagdaanan ng bayan na sama-sama nating nalampasan. Mula noon, ngayon, sa hinaharap at magpakailanman, asahan ninyo ang PCSO sa pagtataguyod ng isang matatag, maginhawa at panatag na buhay sa bawat Pilipino. Sa maliit na halaga, hatid ay pag-asa.
For more than 3 decades now, the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation has been a dependable partner of the government in changing the lives of the marginalized sectors. Over 70% of its earnings go to the government and community development projects. As PAGCOR fulfills its commitment to the nation, it will keep on inspiring, giving, and caring for those in need. Because in our journey to become a better nation, no Filipino should be left behind.
Well, nagbabalik ang inyong tulay at katulad kanina, kasama pa rin natin si Mr. Ben Yao ng Steel Asia Manufacturing. Tinatanong natin, bakit relatively mas kukunti ang mga Pilipino na nag-i-engage sa steel industry? Yan ba ay dahilan sa hindi natin kayang mag-compete sa mga neighboring countries at kaya bumibili na lang tayo ng finished product?
I think that will change because there are a few who are going into this right directions. It's a long commitment. When we put up a mill, it's for the next 40, 50 years. So you have to ride out whatever crisis. Like today, there's a pandemic. You have to survive this. And that's where, as I said, the government plays an important role. That the country should only accept the right technology today.
So you keep on repeating yung right technology. Ibig sabihin, it's a key factor in developing the steel industry. Now, at this point in time, ilang planta ng bakal meron ka ang Steel Asia sa Pilipinas?
We have 6, and under construction is 2 new ones, which are new products. That's for H-beam and yung sheet piles. These are for foundation and also for infrastructure projects. And then wire rods is the other one. Wire rods is for mga downstream products like ultimo mga alambre, tornillo, wire rods, welding rods, mostly imported. But that could easily be manufactured in our own countries. In fact, a lot of our steel experts are in the Middle East. So once we put up these mills, this will create opportunities for our Filipinos who are working in Middle East to come back, and which we are already doing.
So right now, mayroon kang 6 na planta at may 2 pang ginagawa. Pwede ba bang banggitin sa ating mga viewers saan-saan yung mga planta na yan?
Yun isa is in Compostela, and it's that's for the wire rods and the rebar, and it's supported by DBP, Development Bank of the Philippines. It's under construction right now, Compostela, Cebu.
Compostela, Cebu. Yung 2 ginagawa, saan, Mr. Yao?
The other one is in Batangas.
Dahil lang sa dami ng infrastructure project ng gobyerno, tawag nga build all over the country, meron ba tayong sapat na mapoproduce, or do we have enough reinforcing bar, which is the basic requirements in a infrastructure project going on?
We have more than adequate. It's good for at least the next 5 years. There's no fear of shortage.
At yung binabanggit mo, that's available locally. We need that import.
Yeah, the rebar, and because we have mills in Bulacan, in Batangas, Misamis Oriental, Cebu, and also Davao. So we could cover all the requirements.
Maganda yan kasi the Philippine government and the Filipinos are assured na we will have enough supply or stock for any infra requirements ng ating mga kababayan ng gobyerno at hindi mapapipigil, and we will not have to rely on importation, which is a very good thing for the economy of the country because we do not have enough time. Sa ating pagbabalik siguro, pag-usapan natin yung tungkol sa ano ba ang pwede pang ma-develop na sector sa steel industry at iba pang mga bagay on how this government can help you. So, this point in time, parting word sa ating audience.
Our expansions are going into the new products, So these are import substitution. This is we look at it as all of these are opportunities, and then we're developing sa downstream products for the construction sector. Dahil sa pandemic, what we do is we supply cut and bend prefab. So we do it in the factory, and pagdating sa job site, it's just installation. Salpag na lang sila. In fact, in Europe, in Singapore, by law, they don't allow any fabrication work sa job site. So this will also help in the safety, social distancing, and less people sa job site. So for our government, as I said a while ago, let's encourage the right kind of investment sa bansa natin. Thank you.
Uy, napakaganda niyan at maraming salamat Mr. Ben Yao at magbabalik po tayo sa darating na linggo at abangan po natin ang pagbabalik ni Mr. Benjamin Yao, ang Chairman and Chief Executive Officer ng Steel Asia. Maraming salamat Mr. Yao.
Maraming salamat.
For more than 3 decades now, the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation has been a dependable partner of the government in changing the lives of the marginalized sectors. Over 70% of its earnings go to the government and community development projects. As PAGCOR fulfills its commitment to the nation, it will keep on inspiring, giving, and caring for those in need. Because in our journey to become a better nation, no Filipino should be left behind.
Simula taong 1934 hanggang sa kasalukuyan, nakasama ng sambayanang Pilipino ang Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office. Naging karamay ang PCSO sa mga kapighatiang pinagdaanan ng bayan na sama-sama nating nalampasan. Mula noon, ngayon, sa hinaharap at magpakailanman, asahan ninyo ang PCSO sa pagtataguyod ng isang matatag, maginhawa at panatag na buhay sa bawat Pilipino. Sa maliit na halaga, hatid ay pag-asa.
For more than 3 decades now, the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation has been a dependable partner of the government in changing the lives of the marginalized sectors. Over 70% of its earnings go to the government and community development projects. As PAGCOR fulfills its commitment to the nation, it will keep on inspiring, giving, and caring for those in need. Because in our journey to become a better nation, no Filipino should be left behind.
Well, sana po ay naging malinaw ang ating discussion hinggil sa steel industry sa Pilipinas. At November po ngayon, I'd like to greet my fellow November celebrants na nanggagaling po sa SJA 1966 batch. Kabilang po dyan si Tita Seni Obispo, si Edar Pajardo, Linda Baluyot, Soledad Almarines, Vivian Umale, Lorenzo Rene Panganiban, at siyempre po yung AS. Kasama pa po si Joseph Pancho at George de Guzman, at siyempre ang ating kasama dito sa tulay na si Mr. Modesto Modi Perez. Miss Mape, ating kasamang mabait, wag lang susumpungin. Happy birthday po at marami po sanang birthday ang dumating sa ating mga buwan. Well, bago tayo magtapos, nais ko pong magpasalamat kina Attorney Fred Lim ng PAGCOR, Chairman Andrea Domingo ng PAGCOR, Attorney Martin Luon ng Coco Life, Attorney Darren De Jesus ng CocoGen, at kay Yusek Orlando Rabanera ng CDA. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsubaybay. Magkita-kita po tayo sa darating na linggo. Ako po si Billy Andal, ang inyong tulay. Your bridge to understanding, peace, and prosperity.